Hello friends, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In the previously videos, we have learned collections, hash map and how we used arrays in Java programming languages. Now in this video, we are going to learn one of the most important topic in any programming languages, which is loops. So let's understand what is loop with an example. Let's say we have an array in which we have 10 items. Array is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and let's suppose 10. And if we want to print all the items, then what we have to do is we have to write it as 10 times, like array, or under this bracket we pass the index which is 0. We just pass the index in the square bracket like this one, and so on. So just copy this, paste, paste, paste. What we do here is just pass the index in all the brackets. In that case, if you have less items, suppose 4 or 5, then it will good. But what about when you have thousands of items in an array or in an array list? So to get out from this problem, we will use loops in Java or as well as in any programming language. So in loops, what we will do is we will work from 0th position to the maximum index of array. So in loop, what we will do is we will go from 0th position to the max index of array. Max simply means maximum, and then we can print all the elements. So here you see that we can access all these elements in just 2 steps in the loops. So that it is the main benefit of using loops. Loops are applicable not only for arrays but also for lists, hash map and a lot of different things. In this video we will discuss 4 loops, for each loops, while loops and then do while loops. We discuss these loops one by one. If you didn't watch our previously videos, I recommend you to watch that first for better understanding, and don't forget to subscribe this channel. And important videos related to this video you can find here in the I tab. Okay, now let's start. First one we have for loop. So in for loop what we do is, first let me write, then I explain you. In the for loop what we do is just for and the bracket. First we initialize, then condition, and then increment, decrement. Here in the initialize we can assume any value like int is equals to 0, 1, 5, 8, 12, any one value according to your need. And next one is condition. Your condition could be like I is smaller than 10, I is greater than 10. So here it is based on what variable we initialized or here we declared. Increment means simply just I want to go more and it represent as I plus plus. Just opposite in the decrement, it simply means to go less and it is represented as I minus minus. This increment and decrement helps us to go from 0th position to nth position and from nth position to 0th position respectively. Now let's try to understand with this code to understand this more better. Now go to code, just write first public class loops and then public static void main string square bracket args, and under the bracket we just pass first an array which consists of 8 elements from 1 to 8. As you can see here, at 0th position we have an element of value 1, and at last at 7th position we have a value 8. Here remember what we do in array to print the element, just like we write system.out.println and under the bracket we pass array, we pass the array, and under this square bracket we pass the index. Like we have to print all this data, we have to print it all the time. Like I just copy and paste here again, and here I just change the index 1, 2, 3, 4. And now if you want to check it, just save it and open command prompt. Compile this file first, loops.java. Here you can see my file is saved as loops, so I compile it first and just pass java loops. So here you can see 1 2 3 4 5. So here we only print 5 values, so at the output it only shows 5 values. Now if I talk about loops, the same thing we use for loops, like for under bracket we pass int I is equals to 0, I is smaller than 8, I plus plus. First, let's try to understand what this actually means. Here I is equal to 0 simply means we assign it for the 0th position, which is first index of this array, and then we want I to go to last element. So what is the last element here? You can see 1 to 8, we can call it like I is smaller than 8. Also we can write it as I is smaller than or is equals to 7. Okay, because 7th position here is last. Okay, and we can see the numbers are increment by 1 2 3 4 5 6. So in the last I increment it like I plus plus. Now all set, we want to print this now and want to check what's the output it gives to us. So to print, just write system.out.println and under bracket array and square bracket just pass I, which is index. Let's run this and then I will explain you. First just save, open command prompt, compile it first. Here it shows an error, we miss semicolon. Okay, here we have to add semicolon at the last. Now again save it first and in the command prompt just compile it and just run now. So here we can see all the elements are printed in just with 2 lines of codes. Now simply try to understand what's going on in this loop. So I here is index, and every time when it runs it first check the condition, just like in first case I is smaller than 8, obviously 0 is smaller than 8. It finds that condition is true, so then it automatically stored to print the value 0. Next time it automatically increment. As you can see, we apply increment at the last. So next time when it increment, just like after increment the I becomes 1 and it again checks the condition which is true. Then again it stores the next value to print, and same the loop continued till the condition is true. At the last when the value of I becomes 8, and how it can possible 8 is smaller than 8, because in this case the I becomes 8, so the condition is false at this time and it just come out from the loop and print all the previous values which it is stored. Now suppose we have an array which has a large number of elements, then in that case instead of condition I is smaller than 8, we can use simply I is smaller than array.length, which is I is smaller than array.length, and to print just write same as what we write before. To run this just save and let's check the output is same or any error occur. Compile it and run. We can see the output is same, so we can also do with array.length as a condition. Now next we have for each loop, right? So in this loop what we do is, here for int I just add colon and here pass array, and at the output just we have to pass I. So pretty simple. What this loop means is, first it checks I belongs to array is true or not, and let me confirm you that I here is item. Okay, just here it check int item colon array, and then it If it finds true, then it will print all the values. Here also we have to pass item. Simply means to get the item which is present in the array. Here item represents each and every item present in the array. For check, just save and open command prompt. Just compile it first and run it. The output is 1 to 8. So here you see what we have done in for each loop. Okay, next one we have while loop. So how we use while loop? Let's see. In while loop we have while, under bracket we have condition, and under this curly bracket we'll write what we have to print or what we want as the output. Condition here is same in all the loops. Like here we had what condition? I is smaller than 8, right? So in this case also we can write condition I is smaller than 8, or also we can write it as I is smaller than array.length. The new thing in which loop is that it never stopped. Let's understand with code. First I write the code and I then explain you. Just we have public class loops, public static void main, under bracket string, square bracket args, and we pass an array which consists of 8 elements from 0th to 7th index. Now we apply while loop. Here condition is I is smaller than 8. So we have to declare here int I is equals to 0. Why we write here int I is equals to 0? Because I starts from 0th position. So at the output what we want to print all the values index wise. So here I write int I is equals to 0, and what we have to print, just write here system dot out dot println and pass here array square bracket I and just terminate it, and in the last we have to write increment. So that's all. Just save it in command prompt, compile it first and then run it. So here you can see 1 to 8 elements are now printed. Now let's understand this while loop, what is actually does. So first here we have created a variable I is equals to 0. Then I created the while loop in which I pass the condition. This will run till the condition is true. So every time when it checks the condition is true, it prints the value and then increment value by 1 till the value reaches the length of the array. It print the values every time, and when it reaches the value which is equals to array.length, it will stop and print all the elements when we run. The last one we have is do while loop, right? Do while is nothing, it is just the modification of while loop. In the do while loop, it actually run the code first and then it will check the condition, and in while loops what we saw is condition was first checked. So in do while loop we write it as public class loops, public static void main string square bracket args, okay, and then here we pass int square bracket array and the values of the array. Now we declare the variable int I is equals to 0, and here what we have to do, just write do under curly bracket system.out.println, and under the bracket we just pass array square bracket index which is I and just terminate it, and here we just increment it, and where the curly bracket close just write while, and under while just pass the condition. In this case we have I is smaller than array.length, so we just write I is smaller than array.length and just terminate it. Now if I run, compile it, you would see all the elements are printed, right? The important thing in do while loop is that it first executed the code and then checked the condition. So that's all in this video. What we learned is how to work with loops in Java. If you didn't see my previously Java video, just go in I tab and Start learning today. In the next video, we will learn about constructor in Java. So don't miss the next video, as every video is important if you are seriously for learning Java. If you are new to my YouTube channel, then don't forget to subscribe our channel, like our videos. And if you're really enjoying and want to become a good Java developer, then press the bell icon so that whenever I upload a new video on Java, you would get the first notification. Thank you.